Dryness has been an issue throughout. I've come off clindamycin.
Love that for me.
Hydroquinone is a big controversial topic. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey. Today is my 6-month tretinoin update, and that's from Tretinoin 0.05 as well as 0.25, and obviously I'll explain in the video. So from the get-go, I am here barefaced, no foundation, no concealer, no tinted sunscreen, anything that is designed to conceal the skin, even out skin tone, you know, because I want to show you what I'm actually dealing with and talk you through that. I will have close-up footage that I've took earlier so you guys can see my skin up close, as well as pictures and footage to demonstrate everything that's been going on the past 3 months. The last month has been a lot, so this is quite a big update, and as usual it's quite long, it's quite mellow. I try to fit in as much detail as possible. For that reason, get a cup of tea, get comfortable, and the chapters will be down below so you can just skip to certain areas, but obviously watching the whole video you'll get the whole stories. Okay, so I do have notes because I didn't want to miss anything out. I always need to like go back and go through what's actually been happening. So if you see me looking down, reading from my notebook, that is why. I always want to start with what tretinoin I'm using. This is tretinoin from Dermatica. Dermatica is an online subscription service where you do get prescribed medication treatments for your skin. I personally have this sent to me every 56 days. You can have the subscription adjusted, you can change and cancel it whenever you want. I do have a discount code for Dermatica, this treatment, as well as their azelaic acid. The azelaic acid is something I use in the mornings. This is 20% azelaic acid. I'll get 10% off overall one-off purchase. But my first thing I want to say is that my treatment changed. So throughout this process of tretinoin, I've been using 0.05% tretinoin with 1% clindamycin and 4% niacinamide, and I had been loving it. And from my previous skin, I will put where I was up to in the 3-month update. You guys can see that my skin was really clearing, it was doing really well. Yeah, then it went a little bit backwards, which I'm going to talk about, but for now I just wanted to let you know that my prescription had changed. My prescription changed in basically month 5, December. We're now in January. Early December it changed to Tretinoin 0.25, so it went down in strength, along with Hydroquinone at 4%, and that's it. So I actually approached Dermatica and I asked them to go on Hydroquinone because I noticed that my acne was really under control. I still get breakouts and everything, but it wasn't these massive flare-ups, big purges that I've seen in the past, like this. That really kind of shifted my focus to the actual hyperpigmentation and made me think, what can I use? And I knew that Dermatica offered Hydroquinone, so I thought I would ask them. Basically, they check in with you regularly about your treatment and how it's going, how your skin's dealing. You send in pictures. There's constant updates. You are dealing with a dermatology team. It's not just anything goes. And I reached out to them and I said exactly what I just said. You know, I'm happy with the acne, but pigmentation wise, am I eligible for Hydroquinone? I asked that a specific question because it's not for me to decide. I want Hydroquinone. Like, there's so many reasons why I might not be eligible for it. It depends on my skin type, my skin tone as well, what the doctors literally think. So I leave it in their hands. But obviously I was, and I've started using it in my treatment alongside tretinoin. With stubborn pigmentation, it is a constant thing that just is always there. It lingers. And I've had chemical peels in the past, which did help, and it gives you quick results. This cleared in like 3 months from this to this. Have a whole video on that, I'll link it down below and card it so you guys can watch. But honestly, it's you need a routine in place to prevent that pigmentation forming again, and you need those tyrosine inhibitors that are really going to stop the pigmentation from forming in the first place. So that's what my routine is pretty much built on now, and obviously the best you can get for that is Hydroquinone. But like I said, it's not for everybody and it's not for the faint-hearted, so we'll get into side effects and everything, but it was just one of those things where I was like, do you know what, I want this gone, and Hydroquinone has the power to do that. I already rely on Dermatica. I know that they're a reliable brand. I've been using them, I've been seeing results, so let's take it an extra step further. So you've seen how my skin was doing. It was doing really well. Quite a few comments on that video saying your skin's doing really well, it's so good, and thank you so much for that positive support. It means a lot to me. Then it went a bit backwards when I did switch the prescription, and at the time I really put it down to like PMS. It was literally the time that I was in my period. I just thought, whoa, this one just really went up. And you know, don't compare this to like if you have more acne, more severe acne, but for me, I'm able to see when my skin is sort of going a bit backwards because I really saw it clearing, and then I saw it suddenly get really inflamed, red angry spots. Like they just were, to be honest, it's mainly in the feelings. Like they felt so sore and tender to touch that I didn't even enjoy like cleansing. Mainly it was along my jawline. Didn't like cleansing it because it just hurt to do that. And that's how I knew like these spots aren't just any spots. These are like deep and painful, and they've taken their time to move along. But I particularly had one on the upper lip. I then got one on my forehead, and I was just quite like, you know, noticeably spotty, that red angry spots that were very inflamed. So like I said, I thought it was the PMS. I'm gonna get up my Dermatica dashboard, which is basically where you can see all your treatments and the leaflets. So the thing that helped me connect the pieces, because up until that point I also thought, oh, I've come off clindamycin. Clindamycin is a topical antibiotic. It works amazingly and I do love it, and it absolutely cleared my chin. I have a separate video on that. I'll also link it down below. All my videos will be linked down below. I just found that, okay, I've come off this clindamycin, which is the thing that was really anti-inflammatory and antibacterial, you know, helping the acne control, and okay, I've come off it, and maybe that's why I'm having a bit of a flare up. So then I went back onto the Dermatica website to have a look through the leaflets and side effects. I was aware of the side effects in terms of redness, irritation, general stuff. It says what are the possible side effects to tretinoin and hydroquinone can cause side effects, although not everybody gets them. Local side effects may occasionally occur in the form of irritation, diffuse redness, rosacea, tingling, that's in brackets, rosacea, tingling sensation, dryness of the skin, and slight peeling of the skin. So one thing to note is that when I was using hydroquinone, for the first week I was using it and adapting to it, I was getting red cheeks, like just one big red patch, not really bad, but quite rosy. And that just went away after a week. But I was a bit concerned. I was like, oh, should this be doing this? It's fine. It's part of the side effect. So yeah, then I read down here from the same leaflet in terms of side effects. It then says, in the first few weeks of treatment, worsening acne may be observed, including the appearance of small white pustules. The reaction is normal. It is accelerated elimination of microcysts that were forming in the skin. And then if any worse, any more severe, contact your doctor. So from that, I was then able to connect the dots, and I was like, okay, this kind of makes sense. And that flare up I knew was a bit different to what I'd been going through, and that's why I thought it was the PMS and just like everything at once. Here is my skin when it was quite inflamed, and I really had a spot on my upper lip that was like a cluster of 3 forming one big spot, and that was not fun. So this is for my tretinoin update, because I'm really quite badly for me breaking out. I am due on my period, so my hormones are crazy. Sorry, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder, but it's very red and inflamed. I know that the tretinoin treatment has changed and clindamycin is not in it, so that antibiotic is not helping, you know. I am, however, using azelaic acid. Spots above my upper lip don't really usually happen for me, but I have like 3 that have kind of formed one spot. Haven't done anything significantly different apart from my treatment changing. Love that for me. Anyway, the date, let's do that. It is the 30th of December. So, you know, it's a minor setback. We were doing quite well. But I have said in the past, because most of my acne is on my cheeks, often when I look face forward, my face can look quite clear, but obviously having spots here and right on the upper lip just makes it look like a lot more as well. It's actually quite good that it's sunny, because this is the same lighting that some of my pictures are in as well, so you can really see the difference. All of this has really calmed down. These were big spots before, really painful to touch. Very smooth now, very smooth all over. Okay, so we go back to general side effects. Dryness has been an issue throughout. And the thing that definitely has helped is going down in the tretinoin. Going down from 0.5 to 0.25, I just feel has helped a little. Even though I've been using the tretinoin hydroquinone every single night, the dryness has definitely gone down a bit. General creams I love is something very fatty and rich in the evenings. On honestly rely on Cetraben, Willida Skin Food, Cicaplast by La Roche-Posay. Even the Dermatica moisturizer I like as well. It's not as like thick, but it's super moisturizing. Like you feel that your skin slurping that up. So why have I been using the Tretinoin every night? It's because it's at a lower percentage and I want to get the benefits of the hydroquinone. Hydroquinone is not something I can use for a long period of time. It's not for prolonged use, because once you start using it for a long time, you start to get adverse side effects that are very dangerous and can cause more permanent damage to the skin. It's banned here. You know, you can't get hydroquinone here in the UK without a prescription. Reason being is it is technically like a skin bleaching agent, but people use it in terms of actually wanting to change their skin tone completely, and for that reason some people are desperate. They'll go on the market and they will try and get hydroquinone at the highest percentage in order to do that, and of course that is completely dangerous and not good at all. That all tied together, hydroquinone is a big controversial topic of who should be using it and why they should be using it. For me, I'm at 4%, which is much lower than what's available. I'm with my dermatology team, they're able to see my skin, and I'm not somebody that's going to go on and use it for other reasons or use it for a prolonged amount of time when I've been told not to. But anyway, that aside, I'm using it every night because I want to get the most of the hydroquinone in the period of time that I can use it. I should also mention that that's what is prescribed to me, using it every night, 1 to 2 pumps. With the inflamed skin and along with the dryness, it really occurred to me, okay, let me take it back. Like I said, my skin was doing well, and then I was like, ooh, little blip here, let me strip it all back. And I did try and do a like Skinimal skincare routine, and you know, video will be linked down below of me trying to do that. It was hard. This is me being minimal. I'm not joking here, I'm struggling. And it just was like, I really want to take it back, and I stripped it back for 10 days solid. For 10 days, I just used Dermatica's cleanser, their moisturizer, their treatment, and their azelaic acid in the AM, as well as my own sunscreen. I know this looks like some sort of sponsored content or something, like no, it's not. I just love the brand, and I got all those products and I was like, I'm just going to stick to this simple, scientific skincare I know works, like no pretty flowers and fragrance and all this stuff. Stick to that and just avoid doing the most, because I can do the most and I don't want to do that because I know it's just going to take me in a different direction of my skin getting more irritated. Alongside that, while we're talking about inflammation and reducing that, obviously I will have a separate video which is coming next, which will be my skincare routine, so I can really talk through products that I'm loving and why and all that kind of stuff. For now, obviously in this video I'm talking about tretinoin and my skin condition. So inflammation has been an issue, as I mentioned. This Zilch is a supplement, not sponsored, none of this video is sponsored. This is completely empty. There was 240 supplements in here. I was using this earlier in the year, I'm going to say September to November. I was using this, I had a couple left and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll use them. And then I kind of realised, oh, I've kind of been slipping with my supplements, let me pick this back up. And the reason I gravitate towards this is because it helps with inflammation. So before I blurt anything out, I'm not briefed by the brand obviously, so let me read what it actually says. This is called Zilch, and it is a high-potency Chinese herbal supplement formulated by Dr. Vivian Tam. And then it says, ingredients in this formula are traditionally used in Chinese medicine to help reduce pimples and relieve the occurrence of symptoms of acne by removing heat toxin, relieving inflammation, and clearing blood stasis. I would not come on here and share a supplement that I didn't think does something for my actual skin. This is what I've been implementing along with my very simple routine for the past 10 days. I only had 7 days of this left. So, in the past 7 days, I kid you not, smooth. All those bumps are gone. I will do side by side of how it was, and I'll date it so you guys can literally see the inflammation dramatically went down. And that's why I have to show you everything, because for you might think it's this, for you, obviously everything teamed together, 100%, but this, I'm going to put images from their website on the screen, before and afters, testimonials. I know people in the acne community on Instagram that rate this, and I'm here now officially rating it, and I ordered my second one. It is on the way to me. This brand is based in Australia, so obviously I'm also paying like £10 extra just to get it shipped over to me, and it's not cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's like, for me it was like £75. Also something that I don't want to share if it's not going to be beneficial for you to part with your money. Ultimately, I have reached out to Zilch myself and I asked them if they would be willing to do a discount code for my audience, for you guys, literally. I've not asked for anything in return, just that I know it works and I know that this could definitely benefit some people, but it is pricey. The reason it's pricey is because of the way that they formulate the supplements. They are very potent, and you have to take a few a day. It says take up to 4 tablets twice a day. There's different amounts you want to take based on whether you have mild, moderate or severe acne and inflammation. It's fully herbal. The ingredients do not contain gluten or animal products, cruelty free, and it says 100% Australian owned. I will put their Instagram if you guys want to check it out yourself. So I don't know if they've got back to me yet, so I will put down below if there is a discount code. I'll put it on the screen. I'm having faith that they will give me a discount code that you guys can use and save some coin. On the topic of inflammation, Creme is basically a nappy rash cream here in the UK. I'm pretty sure it's in other countries, maybe on different brands. It's very high in zinc, which is great for reducing inflammation. And I've been using this to just calm everything. So although it is a nappy rash cream, and some people are like, don't put that on your face, it literally says acne on here. Nappy rash, eczema, surface wounds, minor burns, acne, bed sore, it's all here. I will put a semi-thick layer of this after I've done all my skincare, moisturize everything in the evening, leave it on for about 3 hours maybe. Then in the evening I will tissue it off. I still have a very thin layer on there and I'll just sleep with that. And it has been doing my skin so much help. And I hope that these kind of before and afters can show you, but obviously in general, in the terms of the whole 6 months of Tretinoin, it has been up and down. It's not just been kind of before and after, because there's definitely an in between, which is what this video is, of the spots that I've had on all these areas now calming down. And I'm very optimistic. I'm optimistic that my skin is just going to get better and better and better. I've just learned so much, built a routine which I feel is really attacking post-inflammatory marks. Because in the past when I did the chemical pills, for example, there were professional chemical pills done in the clinic. And I kind of just was naive to thinking that once I've cleared those marks, that's it. None are going to come back. Acne is going to be way more under control, but it doesn't really work like that. You have to have a system in place to avoid that pigmentation and melanin production doing what it knows it does. So yeah, another thing, I've not been buffering. I've just been putting the Tretinoin and Hydroquinone onto my dry cleansed skin. I've just felt like I've not really needed the buffer. My dryness has improved dramatically. So that pretty much finalizes my Tretinoin 6-month update. If you want to follow me, please do. I have a lot more stuff on my Instagram with like general updates and just chit chats. You can follow my journey here if you subscribe. I'm having the 9-month and the 1 year. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will leave the links down below, discount codes down below, everything that you need that I've discussed in this video, so I can see you in my next one.